Hello everyone, so welcome back. So guys, in this video I'm going to introduce Selenium. So I'm going to basically divide this in two parts. In first part where I'm going to discuss about Selenium Introduction, that what Selenium is, Selenium advantages, disadvantages, after that what Selenium WebDrivers are and the WebDriver architecture. After that, in Selenium Introduction Part 2, I will cover about Selenium WebDriver setup, load jars into Java project and execute that with different browsers like on Chrome, on Firefox or IDE, sorry, Internet Explorer. So stay tuned guys, please like, subscribe and share as much as you can. Thank you so much. So basically the first video, Selenium Introduction. Before going to start about Selenium, that I assume that you have already gone through my last videos where I've introduced about Java and provide some basic concepts about Java. So now Selenium. What Selenium is basically? So basically, as per definition, Selenium is a portable framework and nothing else. It is a portable framework for testing web applications. So mostly Selenium we are using for web application automation only. We can't automate desktop application using Selenium. I will going to discuss about this while describing disadvantages of Selenium as well. But first of all, what is Selenium? Again, it is a portable framework. So in a framework there are number of methods provided to us, there are classes, and we know that how to call those methods using objects of classes. After creating objects of classes we can call that we have discussed in a last video, where I have described that how to use classes and objects and how to declare objects for specific class, and after that how to describe after how to call a method of one particular class into another class. So again, Selenium is a framework, a set of methods and classes provided to us to automate our web applications, mostly again web applications. So why Selenium is so much popular now? There are several advantages. That is the main reason. In market everyone wanna use Selenium. Every organization is relying on Selenium badly. So there are very major advantages. So let us describe that first. So the first advantage is Selenium is an open source software. So yes guys, this is the biggest advantage of Selenium, that this is an open source software. So in an interview most of the time they ask this question, why Selenium and why not some other software, why not the UFT? UFT is a basically software for from HP. So why not UFT and or something else, and why only Selenium? Because it is an open source software and we have a huge amount of uh, classes or methods that support Selenium. And because it is an open source, definitely it's a free for everyone. That is why companies want to use more and more Selenium for the automation purpose. Apart from that, Selenium support various programming languages to write programs. So from programs it means test scripts, so you can write scripts in the language of Python, C Sharp, Java, whatever language. It support multiple languages. And the another advantage is Selenium support various operating systems. So you can use MS Windows, Linux, Macintosh and other Linux Windows as well, Linux, yes, other Linux operating systems as well, in order to automate your web application in a Selenium. Apart from that, Selenium support various browsers. So These are advantages, these are a lot of advantages because it is an open source software. There are a number of languages in which we can write script. There are a number of operating systems which we can use to perform the operations of Selenium, and it support multiple browsers as well. So suppose that if we are going to create one script, and the organization want, or the manager want, that the script need to be generic, so after that he or she will able to execute that in Mozilla, Chrome, IE, Opera or Safari, or multiple browsers. So we can do this as well using common methods of Selenium, so that will cover a cross browsing testing as well. So yes, we will going to discuss this in a further sections, but yeah, this is the major advantage as well, that Selenium support various browsers. Yes, after that Selenium support parallel test execution. So using basically the parallel test execution will reduce the test execution time. So that is why we are using automation and not doing it manually again and again. Let's suppose that we have 1,000 test cases, so after each and every build in a regression we are not going to perform 1,000 tests manually. We just need to execute that parallelly. We can set up 10 machines and give 100 test cases per machine, and in that case we have to use only 10 machines, 10 virtual machines again. That will reduce the cost as well. Okay, if it reduce the cost, it reduce the time, it automatically eventually reduce the cost from that perspective as well. So that is again a thing which the organization always want to reduce this cost, and that is why Selenium is also very important. Apart from this, Selenium use less hardware resources. Yes guys, like the other tools that I have described, like the UFT is a HP tool, they require some hardware specification for the execution of that particular software. But no, Selenium is nothing like that. You can go with the i3 generation 5 or 6 laptop as well, or system as well, and you can perfectly able to execute and create scripts in Selenium, and will be able to create a framework using Selenium. So it's very much dynamic, very much flexible, and there are a lot of advantages. That is why Selenium is that much popular nowadays. Okay, so from advantages there are some disadvantages as well that we can discuss about them. Okay, so basically, as we already discussed, that it is an open source software, so because of that there is no reliable technical support from anybody. Like in a case of UFT or QTP, there is a vendor, HP, which is going to provide us technical support. But as we already discussed, the first point, that it is a open source software. Here, yeah, it is mentioned that it is an open source software, so there is no reliable technical support from anyone. Apart from that, I have also mentioned that earlier in this video, that it support web-based applications only. So what happen if we wanna automate a desktop application? So that is unfortunately not feasible in Selenium. We cannot automate desktop application. So yeah, that is another disadvantage as well. So this is all about, guys, Selenium. Now coming to WebDriver. So what is basically WebDrivers? So we are using Selenium with WebDrivers. In this tutorial, in this complete tutorial as well, we are going to discuss about Selenium and WebDrivers only. Okay, so what is WebDriver basically? So basically WebDriver is a web automation framework. Yes, every browser have its own WebDriver. So it is a WebDriver is a web automation framework that allow one to execute the test cases against different browsers. So the different browsers can be anything, the Firefox, Chrome. So each browser have their separate WebDriver. Yes guys, the Firefox have their WebDriver, the Chrome have their WebDriver, and the Internet Explorer have their own WebDriver. So basically we are going to use Selenium language with those web drivers to automate our scripts. Okay, I'm going to discuss about now the architecture of Selenium WebDriver, that exactly how it works in a market, in the architecture, how it work on a back end, so that we can combine both Selenium and WebDriver. Yes. So guys, basically this is the structure with the architecture use. So on a client end, like Selenium client end, where we can use any language. It can be Java, Python, C Sharp, that can be any language that we can use at Selenium client end. So with that we are going to call wireless protocol. Okay, so after that we write some code in Eclipse using Java language, suppose, and we hit on a browser using some commands like a WebDriver command. I'm going to discuss that in my another video, that is in part 2. So when we hit that command, it went through a JSON language. Okay, so the Selenium going to call WebDriver through a JSON language protocol, that is a wireless protocol. The wireless protocol, that browser driver will catch that. Okay, the driver of that browser can be anything, the Chrome driver, the Firefox driver, or IE driver. Again, it can be anything. It catch that wireless protocol, whatever we send through Selenium client. Okay, Selenium client library language, that can be again any language, Java, Python, C Sharp. Okay, after that, after the catch here in a browser driver example, where I have mentioned. Okay, whenever it catch it here, it make a call to browser. Okay, where all the execution in the end going to perform. Okay, now I'm going to describe it once again. First, what happened, we will write some code, suppose in a language of Java. Now we will declare we will declare in our class about some web drivers, and when we complete writing the Java code, it hit that driver, that browser driver can be any driver, that can be Chrome driver or Firefox driver, that hit that with using wireless protocol that use over JSON language. So we don't need to learn about JSON language here, guys. Again, this is not a concept of JSON language, but it only hit the communication is established between those two, Selenium client library and browser driver, using JSON language. And after that, that browser driver going to call the browser. Okay, if the driver is of Chrome, it calls the Chrome driver, the Chrome browser. And if the driver is of Firefox, it will call the Firefox browser. Okay, and that browser get open itself, and after that where the script will run and will perform the automation as required. So this is how it works, guys. So again, Selenium and WebDriver are two different things. Each browser have their own WebDriver, and Selenium is a framework. These are two separate concepts, and we are going to join them to make that Selenium WebDriver. And this is the architecture, that how Selenium WebDriver work actually on the back end. Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to describe this only, and in second video, the second part of Selenium introduction, I'm going to let you know about the Selenium WebDriver setup, the practical implementation, that how I am going to use Java language to call Selenium WebDriver, and the Selenium WebDriver will eventually make a call to browser. Okay, Okay guys, so stay tuned, please comment, please like, please subscribe and share as much as you can. Please, thank you so much.